Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you that how basically you can do form validation inside your Node.js and Express application with the help of these flash messages. Form validation. So basically we have two fields, email, password and a button. If I click this button without entering any sort of details here, you will see a bootstrap alert message will be shown to me. Email, password are required. If I enter the email but don't enter the password, still this error message will say. If I enter the password, let's suppose if I enter the password but I don't enter the email address, still you will see that. If I now enter the email but I enter the password length is short, you will see password must be at least 8 characters. So you will see that the error messages are changing here like this. So we will try to basically do this validation at the server side, and if I fill out the correct details, you will see form submitted. We have shown the success message. So basically guys, all these messages that you are seeing right here, it is generated using Node.js Express, and we are using a very special dependency called as flash messages. So if you go to npmjs.com and basically search for this package, so Express Flash. So this is basically the package guys we are using for this dependency. So it basically generates flash messages, and you can generate multiple flash messages here, and with the help of EJS, embedded JavaScript template engine, we are storing and displaying all that. So this is basically the syntax request.flash. You provide the key value pair, and let me show you in the code here. So you will see with the help of EJS, we are displaying the error messages and the success message, and we are basically storing this request flash. You will see success and error messages. So now let's get started. I have written a complete blog post on my tutorial website, so you can go to the description of this blog post. uh, I have given the link of the blog post, so you can copy paste all the source code. So now let's get started. So first of all, I would delete all this and start from scratch. So let me just delete this. So guys, first of all, let me show you what are the dependencies which are needed here. You will need basically your Express server, so npm i express. You will also need Express session. This is required for this Express Flash dependency. So Express session, and also you will require Express dash flash. So for showing these flash messages. And then we also need embedded JavaScript template, EJS template engine, so which we will be using. So these four dependencies are needed for this project. I have already installed it. So I will just make sure that I start this application. So I will just create a file guys, which is index.js. So here, first of all, what we will do guys, we will basically import the Express dependency. We will say that we need to require Express, and then we need to make a new Express application on the port number 5000. So our application will listen on port number 5000. So after this guys, we also need to import our Express session. This is required, as I already told you that Express session is required. And let me also import Express Flash. So we can add using middleware guys, app.use. So these are all middleware. So session basically takes an object guys, which basically contains three properties. First is the secret key. You need to define the secret key of your session. So this can be anything, secret key, let me call that. And then basically we have to resave. This needs to be false. So this needs to be initialized guys. These parameters that I'm initializing, save on initialized, this needs to be true. And cookie, you need to set a cookie maximum age of the cookie, so this can be in milliseconds, so I am just providing here 60,000 millisecond. That's all. So after you do this guys, we will basically pass the flash middleware like this. That's all. So this is all that you need to do guys, and we also need the body parser middleware guys. This is also necessary, so we just need to require the body parser middleware. So you need not have to install it. Basically, it comes within Express. And then we simply need to say app.use body parser JSON, and also URL encoded extended false. So this is needed whenever we are working with forms. So simply include these middlewares, guys. And after you do this, we also need to set the view engine. So we can do it right here at the top. So right here we can do that. So we can set the view engine as EJS, that's all. And after this, we will simply make a get request, guys. So when we go to the home page, we need to load a template here, which will be index template. So right here, we need to create a views folder. And inside this, we will basically create index.ejs. So inside this template, guys, basically, we will include the CDN of Bootstrap, guys. So simply just after the title, include the CDN of Bootstrap. Let me change the title form validation. So right here, guys, we will basically give it a class of Bootstrap, which will be text center. So this text will be appearing in the center. So after this, guys, we will basically have a simple form. Action will go to the home route again, and this time the method will be post. And here, basically, we will have form inline, and inside this we will have a label. So for this will be for the email. So we will say enter email. So we will need to give it a class to this form, guys, which will be text center. So this form will be appearing in the center position. So after this, we will basically have a input field of type email. So here the user will enter the email name attribute, just give it email, and it should be required. Or you just need to say placeholder, enter email, that's all. And basically we will repeat this for the password as well, guys. So we will have the next field, this will be for the password. So name attribute, change it password, placeholder, enter password. And lastly, guys, you will basically have a button. So you will see that we have this simple form. If I refresh this application, if I go to localhost 5000, so it is saying that cannot access app before initialization. So I think I have made a mistake here. Okay, so all these middlewares needs to be passed once you basically have your app variable. So just paste it after this, you initialize your app. So now it will work, guys. If you go to the home page, you will see your form, and we have two input fields, email, password. And you will basically see we forgot to give the form control class. Just give it form control class to the input field. So this is basically bootstrap class. So if you now give it, you will basically see the difference. So now it is styled here. Basically, guys, now if I click the register button, you will see cannot post slash. So we need to make this post request inside our index route. We will say that app post request response. So here, guys, we will basically get the email and the password by destructuring it from the request body like this. So after getting this request, sorry, email password, we will basically have a if condition that if the email or if the password, in either of these cases, we have put a or symbol here. If email and password is empty, in that case, we will store this error message request flash error. So this is basically the way by which we store flash messages, guys, inside this Express flash module. We just put the syntax here, which is right here, request dot flash. So this flash variable is available to us after we apply this middleware, this middleware under this session middleware. For every session we have available this flash message, and then we provide the key parameter. So this, you can call this as anything, and then followed by the value. So this custom error message, you can just customize this, email and password are required, that's all. This is your error message, and after this we will redirect the user. We will simply say response dot redirect, and we will redirect to the home page. like this. So we can see we are redirecting it to the home page. And now to basically show this error message, guys, what we need to do, we need to basically here we need to customize this. We will simply say here, we will pass some information to the template. We will simply say messages. This you can call this anything. We will say that request dot flash. So whatever is present inside request dot flash, guys, you will see we have set this flash message here. So we are simply getting this value right here. If you just console log it, basically it's an array and it contains all the error messages that you defined right here. You can even define multiple error messages. Let's suppose inside this if condition, we have a second else if. So inside this, we will check for the password length. So if the password length is smaller than 8, in that case, we can define another error message like this request flash error. Same key parameter, which is error here. You will see that. And this time we can customize this to like this password must be at least 8 characters like this. You will see that password must be at least 8 characters, and then again we can return response dot redirect like this to the home page. That's it. You will see that. And we can even define an else condition here. Basically, if all the conditions are met, we will simply define another one, which is success. This time we will say form submitted. That's all. And again we can redirect the user to the home page. That's all. So we have defined all these three messages, guys, for this is for the error and this is for the success. And now how we can access these, this is very simple. Go to your template and right here we will use some syntax of EJS if you use conditional rendering, but we'll say this percentage sign, and then we will have a if condition messages dot error. So if any sort of error messages are there, guys, we will simply say we have the syntax of EJS, this bracket symbol. We need to surround all these JavaScript code like this. In between this, we will basically have the class which is alert, alert, error. These are bootstrap classes. And inside this, we will basically, in order to display the variable, what we can do is that we can say messages dot error like this. So basically whatever you call that inside your index.js, so you can see we have called it the key parameter as error. So here inside your template, you just need to make the same here, error, error. So if you now refresh your browser, if you don't enter anything, let's suppose the error message, if you see inside your, you can see that this error message is displaying right here, email and password are required. You will see that email and password are required. So this is the same message that we want to display right here. If you see right here, so this will be alert danger, sorry, this needs to be alert danger. This is the class, and also we need to display it in the center position. So if you just see here, I think what you need to do, we just need to refresh your application. I think we are doing some kind of mistake, guys, so just wait. Basically, let me paste this code here. Let me paste it here. And let me check here if it is working or not. If I don't enter anything, you can see here, this is returning right here perfectly. But why it is not showing here? Let me see here. So let me add button type submit. You can see email and password are required. Let me just Okay, let me see guys, you can see that we are not getting these things right here. If you check here, if I console log request body dot email, I think we are not getting the email and the password. That's why. If I click register here, you will see we are not getting the object. Uh, Let me see if we included the body parser middleware const tab success. So just make sure guys you have put in a correct order these middleware functions. I think sometimes the order can be incorrect. Let me paste the correct order here, right here. Let me paste it here. You need to basically include your body parser at the top here, and then you come your session, flash, and lastly your view engine. So now if I refresh this application, you can see it has restarted this. I don't know guys why it is not. Let me paste this code from my blog post. It is so frustrating to see. At the starting of the video, I have just shown you it is working, but I don't know why. Let me just have the post request and then let me modify the get request here where we are passing the messages here. And inside index.ejs, so let me paste it. Just refresh. So just go to localhost 3000 and click on submit. You will see now the error messages are showing guys. You will see if I enter password must be at least 8 characters. If I enter both the details correctly, form submitted. So now let me show you basically the code here, and let me don't write this. So let me delete this all that here also. So we were there guys, we will basically making the condition here. This is early on we were there. So inside this UL element, we need to give the class here, bootstrap classes. And inside this, we will display the variable, which is messages.error inside the EJS syntax. For printing the variables, we just put the equal to sign, guys. You will see that in conditions, we don't have the equal to sign, but in variables, we have. So if you now refresh it and you will basically now see this error messages appearing. Email and password are required. Password must be at least 8 characters. You will see that. So these things are returning here, guys. You will see inside the object email and password, and you will see that whenever it is empty, this error will take place. And this basically it is stored inside request.flash. And if I just console log it, request flash. So basically it's an array here, array of messages. So you can pass here multiple messages depending upon the conditions. Click on submit. Just need to refresh here. So you can see that email and password are required. So now for the success message, guys, basically we have defined the success message also, which is a success property. So now inside your template, so whenever you fill out the correct details here, let's suppose if no error has been there, so nothing happens here. We need to basically show a success message for this. So again, similarly, we will basically have a second if condition with the same tags here. So this time this will be messages dot success, and we will basically have this bracket here, and basically here we need to surround this bracket right here. So this time basically we will basically change, we will copy the previous code, and this time this will be alert success, and this time this will be message success. That's all. And basically we can have a else condition here. We don't need to show the form whenever the details are correct. We will have the else condition here. We will put the else bracket right here. In the else block, we will show the form to the user. Like this. So basically we have wrapped this in the else block. So if the success message is showing, then this form will not be showing right here. So if you just refresh now, if you enter the correct details, now form submitted, you will see that. So in this way, guys, you can do form validation using this flash messages dependency inside your Express and Node.js. It is basically called as Express Flash. So it's a flash messages middleware which defines a flash message, and you can render it without redirecting it. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. All the source code is given in the description of the video.